horror Bible movie that was as powerful as The Prince of Egypt and as fun as Tangled? That's about as likely to happen as David beating Goliath.
Oh, wait.
See what I did there? Well, it's happening. We are making an epic David and Goliath animated film. David will be an animated feature film that shows the power of the David story with the humor, music, and adventure of your favorite animated movie. And by expressing your interest in investing, you can help bring David to life with the production quality of a classic animated film while revealing God through one of the Bible's most powerful stories.
Did you see that? Anyone!
A group of filmmakers in South Africa called Sunrise Animation Studios has been carefully assembling the right team to make David. This David project has already generated $19 million in investments and inspired some of the world's leading animation film professionals to leave major Hollywood studios and be a part of this story. The Sunrise team includes senior contributors to movies like Moana, Monsters, Inc., Soul, and Big Hero 6. As well as Grammy Award-winning composers. Basically, David is the answer to the question, what if the best Bible stories were told by the world's best animators and musicians? Click the link to express your interest today. David tells the story of a young shepherd who gains fame as a musician and a warrior for the king.
I'm trying to protect us from this Philistine.
He shows the viewer what it truly means to be a man after God's own heart. David is the original underdog that has gone on to inspire the greatest underdog stories of all time. Don't believe me? Just re-watch Harry Potter and Star Wars. Instead of using magic or the Force to defeat giant villains, David uses the power of God to overcome a literal Goliath. And he reminds each of us that we're the underdog of our own stories. And through God, all things are possible. David's story has never been told on a cinematic level. And to accomplish that, you need a combination of a good budget and good storytellers. The faith community has the right storytellers, but most independent Bible films look like independent Bible films. But with your investments, combined with the storytelling prowess of Sunrise Animation Studios, we are finally telling David's story in a way that belongs on the silver screen. And, did I mention, it's a musical? So beautiful. The creation of David the movie is a Goliath-sized story. Sunrise knew that in order for a small film studio to make an epic movie on par with the big boys, they'd have to nail it between the eyes, pun intended. And after all these years, they've assembled the right team to go the distance. All that's missing is you. Click the link to watch a small teaser we made for David. David will be distributed by Angel Studios, the same film studio behind the smash hit success The Chosen, a TV show about Jesus that has over 300 million views and has generated over $100 million in revenue. Sunrise Animation Studios created Jungle Beat, an animated brand that has a feature movie on Netflix with a sequel in production and gets 140 million monthly views on YouTube. If they can do that with a monkey and an elephant, imagine what they can do with one of the most iconic figures of all time. When you express interest in investing in the animated film David, you're not just helping to create an epic animated adventure based on one of the most popular books of all time. You're creating a movie in one of the most successful categories of film. The Prince of Egypt made $218 million in revenue at the box office, plus 2 decades of DVD, TV, and streaming sales. And like The Prince of Egypt, David also has powerful songs and breathtaking animation. Plus, one thing The Prince of Egypt doesn't have, this baby lamb. You do the math. And aside from the potential financial return, bringing such an important story to life can be incredibly rewarding.
Hi there, my name is Phil Cunningham, and I was inspired by this character and thought if we could tell an animated feature film around the life of David, it would inspire people to take on the giants in their life and to live bigger, braver, bolder lives.
David has the chance to be the next big movie that every kid, parent, and Pixar fan will fall in love with. Click the link to express interest in investing today.
I know there's people from around the world watching, so welcome wherever you are. And I'm here this evening to talk to you about the David feature film project that we are doing. And to tease the lineup a little, I'm going to be chatting about the people and the engine room and the studio behind the project. And so what we're doing with this live stream is we're testing the waters in terms of a crowdfunding route. So we're gauging interest to see if people are interested in contributing to a project like this. And if you are interested, you can pledge, you can show your support for it or show your intent at angel.com/David. That's where you can go. We've had a whole lot of people over the last few weeks showing interest in that. If we did go to a live thing, we've had over 17,000 people, and they're bringing it up on the screen there, over 17,000 people have shown some form of interest with, as you can see, over $21 million. Not so much pledged, but people showing interest in that. And popping up in the right-hand corner, you'll see other donations come, not donations, the legalese, I've got to get it right, people showing interest. Popping up in the right-hand corner there, and it's just updating all the time. So it's just wonderful. Thank you for coming on this little journey with me for this. It's probably going to be about 40 minutes or so. I've got a couple of cool videos to show you. No animation, I'm afraid, but hopefully we'll keep your interest beyond that. So also, please can you, hello Oregon. As we're streaming this, please do like and share so that we get more people watching, more people. Hello Boston, nice to see you. We'd love for this, the word of this project to go around, because we really feel that it's something that the world needs right now. Just a story of hope, of humility, leadership, and hello from India. Wonderful. We really truly are global. I want to start this evening, although it's already started, I want to start what I'm doing now just with a quote that Jackie and Phil, who are the owners of the studio and producers on the movie, often use when talking about the team. And it's an African proverb which says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And that is just a wonderful quote that sums up what it actually takes to make an animated feature film. And I'm going to just briefly touch on that in and of itself, because it was a fascinating moment for me about a year ago when this project we first sort of stuck our heads up and let people know that we were working on this project. And we started to get lots of interest and lots of comments from people, and reading the comments, it was, I hope when they do it, they do this, and I hope when they do it, oh, thank you, Charles from Arizona. That's so wonderful to see. The comments were talking about a they, and I suddenly realized we are they. You know, I've done that with movies in the past where I'm interested in one, so there's a movie coming out that I like, and I'll be talking to friends, and I hope they put this in, I hope that it's, you know, I hope they make it fun or whatever. Hello from Israel, wonderful. The homeland of David, that's so fantastic. And I realized, and it was quite a bizarre thing to realize, that we are the they. You know, we are the they that people are now talking about. We are the they that people are saying, I hope they do a great job. I hope they do it authentically, and I hope they treat the Bible with, you know, respect. And thank you, Janice, for that comment. And so yes, we are the they, and I can say that we are doing our very best to honor the text, to honor the spirit behind the story of David, and also just to let you know now that despite the fact that you may have only just this evening or this morning heard about this project, or a few months ago, that it was birthed within Phil, who's the studio owner, before the studio even opened. And that was, so the studio started in 1998. So before that, he'd had in his heart to make a story on David. And but we knew that we wanted to be the head, not the tail, in the telling of the story. So we sort of were in the wilderness. We were doing so much like David, he sort of learned his craft. He learned how to fight actually while shepherding sheep, you know, like fighting lions and bears before he fought Goliath. And we did our time like that, and so started actually moving forward on this project in itself in late 2014, early 2015. That's when I wrote the first draft of the script, did a trip to Israel. Then Phil got someone interested in the project, a wonderful investor who really backed us and backed the project and put in money for us to make the animated demo that you hopefully will have seen online. and that took us about 10 months to make, and that was back in 2017. Then on the back of that, we got more interest, and we started a strong push into creating more of the movie in 2019. And we spent a good year and a half doing that, developing the pipeline, doing significant artwork, and what have you. So it's 2019, that's a good year and a half. And then COVID happened, put a stall on things for a little while. And we have now picked up again and going strong for about another 6 months into the production of 5 more David shorts, as well as starting the feature film. And so one of the questions we really get asked a lot is, when is it coming out? When are they going to release it? We are the they, and I'm sorry to say that they are going to be releasing it hopefully in 2025. And that's because it is not easy to make, goodness me, someone from Texas has just put up a number of $25,000. That's so exciting. Thank you, Texas. I wish I could say your name. But where was I? Sort of got flabbergasted by the number there. So thanks for the distraction as well, but I'll take it. Yeah, so we're looking at 2025 because it really takes a significant team and a significant effort to put together an animated feature film. Your typical Disney/Pixar DreamWorks movie, very quick would be 4 years, more likely 7 years, but they've also had things in production gestating for even longer. Oh, thank you, Mark. Don't rush, all in God's timing. And you're absolutely right. There was a moment in 2009 when I felt, Brent, felt that we were ready to make an animated feature film of the quality that we're trying to now. And we actually had funding for a film, and there was I think it was 2008, 2009, there's a bit of a financial thing in the world. As you can see, I'm a finance guy. And we actually lost the funding. And it was at that moment of losing the funding that I got a wake-up call. I suddenly realized, because we actually weren't ready. I was falsely confident, actually. And it was at that moment, so this is 2009, so 12 years ago, I was like, I don't know when the right time is, but I know that when the time is right, we will be ready. And so that sort of gives me a lot of trust that at the moment, the season is right and the world is ready to hear the story. And so we are doing our best and plowing ourselves into working on it to deliver it. And I can say and that I really believe it's going to be worth the wait. I mentioned a few minutes ago that we're working on 5 animated shorts with a wonderful company called Minnow. Go Minnow. It's a Christian streaming platform, and it's living in the same world as the feature film, but it's not going to be those 5 shorts are not going to be within the film. And we shared for the first time this Monday. We have an all hands meeting where the whole team gets together and we share what's going on. And we showed 2 of the animatics for 2 of the shorts. Texas again. Is that another 25? Goodness me. Or was it a repeat of the first thing? That's really exciting. Thank you so much. So we shared 2 of the animatics of the shorts with the studio, and we've got people joining every week at the moment. So the team is growing significantly. And one of the ladies that just joined us hadn't got up to speed yet with the project, so it was her first time seeing what we were doing on the David shorts. And she just started crying in the studio. I didn't see it. This was recounted to me afterwards. She was so moved by the stories that we were telling and the music and what have you. And this is before animation. This is before lighting or anything. And it was just such a wonderful moment to just show us that we are on the right track, you know. And another little snippet before I get to the first video that I want to share with you is Kerry, who is heading up our marketing and the social media side, and also Rachel. Rachel was doing a live thing the other day. I don't understand these things. I'm older than the technology. But she asked me, she said, Brent, we're live at the moment, chatting with some people. They want to know what's been your favorite part about the making of the movie so far. It was a really interesting question, and it was also really interesting to me what rose up, because like immediately my mind went to, okay, well, what sort of creative moment or what exciting has happened? And the thing that just resonated within me was it's the moment where I talk to people about the project. It's the moment that someone new comes on and I brief them for the first time. It's the moment when we have an interview and I get to share the vision for the project, because there is a light that turns on within people when they catch the vision of what we're doing. And I said to them, I said, there is something in the water about this project. It feels its time has come. It feels the time is right to tell it, and it feels like a team has been assembled, one that we couldn't do on our own, that is so inspired and so envisioned to tell a story like this. And so now with that said, they're putting up the reminder there, yes, please go to angel.com/David if you'd like to show interest in supporting this project. And now I'm gonna hand over to Jackie, who is the co-owner of the studio, and she's put together a little tour of the studio for you. And I think her doing it is absolutely appropriate, because she's got such a passion for people. She was the one behind the design of the studio to make sure that it flowed, to make sure that it felt welcoming, that it had all the right spaces for us to create in. And so I'm going to, it's going to be about 14 minutes, so I get a bit of a break, but I've got more to tell you and more to show you when you get back. But I'm going to hand over to Jackie now to take you on a tour of our beautiful studio.
Welcome to Sunrise. Come through, I want to take you guys on a tour of this beautiful studio that we get to work in. Sunrise is situated on a wine farm, and we were very blessed with being allowed to convert a wine storage barn into this beautiful studio. This is our reception area, where a lot of business happens, because it's got the fireplace. It's just such a fantastic place for people to come and relax. We've also designed it with a little bit of a story as you enter it, with our purpose statement, inspire through story. And it's not just the stories we tell, but it's the stories we as people bring. So Sunrise is more than this building. The building is an absolute treat and something we worked towards over the last 30 years. This little reception area is where I try to capture a little bit of history, and for people to walk in and visually see who we are, to sort of give a bit of a story. So even this entrance area that has the fireplace, the couches, it's been designed in such a way to send across a message of, this is home from home. Does that? Hey Matt! That's it.
Maybe I can show you our Foley pits if you'd like to see that. Currently doing some experiments for David, trying to build an aeolophone, which is a wind machine. So we've sort of got this as a prototype. Oh wow! But just to try and sort of capture the sound of wind, and with God being a present feature in the film, we're thinking, is there a way we can subtly hint to things with Foley? The atrium. We have a separate studio here, although we're working together at the moment on the score. Yeah, over the last few weeks we've recorded with Los Angeles, New York, and Israel.
I want to take you across to the art department. Hey Linton. Hey Jazzy. Hey Steven.
Hello, I'm Steven, and I'm just busy drawing, which I love doing. So yeah, that's from my side, and it's lovely to have you guys come by and have a look.
Yeah, working on some David stuff.
That's it.
Yeah. Then
I'm kind of prepping some stuff for Brent to review and to work with the artists. I've got my chat window here, and all the artists message me with different things that they need looked at, and I kind of try and offer a solution as quickly as possible.
These are just little sneak previews of the beautiful artwork behind the scenes in the David movie. Jazzy's learning. She's one of our interns and skilling herself up while you have creatives. What's also important is keeping to schedule. So Kirsty makes sure that's being done. It's a bit of a mixed match down here because we have marketing, licensing, merchandising. There's Brent, the director, hiding, sitting with his earphones on. How are you doing, Brent?
Action! Come on, people. Fine.
Action, because Brent is about to go for a run because we have a sun run twice a week with the staff. Tim as well is just keeping us all on schedule. Rach is hiding in the corner over there. She does all the social media. The part I would not enjoy, but she seems to love it and she's passionate about it. So she's the one who keeps you guys updated. Simon is our graphic artist. Yeah. So Simon and I work together quite a bit on the licensing and merchandising and hoping to bring you really fantastic products. This is our social area and we love it. It was specifically designed like this to allow people to gather together while they're working, to bring the crossover from the mezzanine level down to this level. It feels really important that we build relationships outside of our department because we are all one team. And one of the fun things that we enjoy is puzzleboarding.
It's quite a nice break away from like when you're deep in thought about something and you just want to take a bit of a step back from your work. And it works great for team building, definitely. Like everybody else standing around you, helping out here and there, it just helps out building a closer relationship, I feel.
This is our main boardroom, the navigation room. Aptly named navigation because it's where we navigate new pathways and work together to work out the map of where we're going and what the new pathways are. And it's designed in such a way so that we can open the doors and have a bigger area if we need to. I see Robin has come to visit us, and Robin's been on maternity leave. And this is her new little addition, which is our new little sunriser. Robbie, are you going to introduce us to Charlie?
This is Charlie. Hello, camera.
You know, the animation industry is, people know it, is very dominated by men, but we have fantastic women. And proudly can say that up to 30% of Sunrise is now women. We designed the kitchen in such a way to be open plan. A lot of creativity happens around the table, even in family. The best times in a family is where you all sit around the table together and you chat and you share together. So we encourage the staff to cook, to bake, to have meals together and spend time around the table. This floor was a huge surprise. When we first looked in the warehouse and we looked up, we couldn't see this floor because there were ceiling boards right up to the bottom of these pylons. But I was standing on a box of crates of wine, having a look at the whole area, and I saw a hole in the ceiling. And I asked the question of, is there something up there? They pulled the ceiling down and we realized there was this whole new space. And let me tell you, this is where the work happens. This is where the creativity is, this is where the pipeline is. So I'm going to take you on a little tour of this and introduce you to a couple of people.
Hi, I'm Ahmed, modeling supervisor at Sunrise. Take care of all asset modeling and set dressing stuff. Cool, so this is the rigging department, so they get basic skeleton structures built into them. So the animator, the layout guys can start moving the characters around and start placing props. So yeah, that's all rigging on that side. Then down over here, we've got the layout department, which is the first time we see the sets getting put together with characters. The first time we see stuff through basic camera placements as well. And then it moves from there to animation. That's where we start refining cameras, refining character poses, prop placements, etc. Then after that, we've got the look department. That's where they start texturing all the assets. So even though we see empty desks, these guys are actually remoting in from home. So yeah, we've actually got a full studio upstairs over here. Not everybody's in it at the moment, but they are working at home or from Spain, India, Brazil, you name it. We've got guys and artists all over the world.
I'm a CG supervisor.
Yes.
So we have this art over here, and then we, as a supervisor, I talk to modeling and I say, well, what can you guys do? And then we talk to Groom and we say, what can you guys do? And we try and just make a plan together about how to make this. So then in Groom we can go and do some tests over here. So these are real. Each little thing is a real 3D strand.
My primary role is VFX supervisor, so I kind of lead on from where Kevin is, and make sure that data then flows downstream to the post department. Working quite closely on the technical side with a lot of the post teams, just to make sure that what the art director and director have envisioned carries through, and from story beats that we make magic happen.
You guys certainly make magic happen. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Lance.
Oh, well, I've been at Sunrise for 5 years now.
Yeah.
I'm the compositing lead for 3 of those 5 years.
Yeah.
I initially started in motion design.
Tell us a bit about yourself, Rudy.
Well, yeah, I just enjoy doing animation, doing lighting and comping. That's what I do. Yeah, and I've been doing it for a while, and that's my passion, just making pictures look pretty.
I'm the VFX lead here on Jungle 2, and yeah, I just enjoy making all the smokes and the fires and the things. And we're going right down to the threads on David, so it's going to be quite detailed.
I'm Jonathan. I am technical director. So basically, I make everyone else's jobs easier to do their job. So if the artists need a tool, or they're struggling to get something done, or something's not working right in their various scenes or production pipeline steps, it's my job to go in there and to figure out how to fix it.
It's teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work, and like all of the different departments coming together. Like I doubt any one person could make the film as good as it is. But since we've got a team, it's like so much better.
We have 2 fantastic edit suites. I see Tave's busy in there, so come let's meet Tave. Hey Tave, how are you doing? Good, thanks. Good.
So I get a series of storyboards and pictures and such, and obviously I have the script, and then I would sort of work out the pacing and see, just work out how it would sound as naturally as it would, based off of the script, making sure that it all works and it's all just coherent and cohesive.
So it's putting storyboard and script together.
Okay. Sometimes I'm guided by, well, this one's a unique one because there is a song section, so I already have the song here.
This little room was sort of like an area that we have down beneath the main floor, but it's a fantastic area. It's where we get to think, where we get to plan story. It's my favorite room. It's the story room, and I see 2 of my favorite people are sitting here. Joe, I can see that you guys are brainstorming at the moment.
There are how many hundreds, if not thousands, paintings that was done by a team of, goodness knows, I think 20 or so sort of international and local visual development artists.
We're really passionate about really digging deep and making sure our research is accurate, our story is a story that really resounds and can identify with everybody. Any good movie needs to be screened and watched, and this is our wonderful cinema, which doubles up as a screening room for a lot of work. We do our art reviews, groom reviews, model reviews. We do a lot of reviews in here. It's super important to make sure we see it up on the big screen. Gives us a much better picture of what's happening. And then on weekends, it doubles up as a fun space to enjoy movies, free popcorn. This map on the wall is with the acronym HBD, Here Be Dragons. It's to inspire people. The whole concept of, on the old maps, they used to have the acronym HBD, and the idea of it was to stop any voyagers going further. And here is our sunrise ship. this is a representation of who we are, and the idea is push boundaries, go past the HBD signs, go into uncharted waters and live courageously. In the design of the map, we've hidden lots of little clues, and this map has become quite a talking point for visitors as people come. They're drawn to it, they want to know what is all the detail in it. We have our value system imprinted in the map, and the Finite More is a sign, again, it means no fear or without fear, and it's how we at Sunrise live. We live with no fear, taking risks, going past the dragons. There's a poem, a Sir Francis Drake poem that we love, Disturb Us, O Lord, and it's put here at the end as we're sailing out towards the unknown, and it's a fantastic poem. It's to remind us to never become complacent, to never settle, but to always challenge ourselves to go further and beyond, as David would have. David took on his Goliath, and for us, we're constantly encouraging each other to take on our Goliaths and to move forward and to take on greater things.
So there you go. That is where the magic happens, and what an incredible space and what an incredible team we've got. It's one of those scenarios that you wake up and you're just thrilled to be able to go to work every day, and and just work with such amazing, wonderful people. And before I talk a little bit more about the people, I've got a word in my ear that someone in the comments was very concerned that we didn't have standing desks. And I can say that the artists are welcome to choose that if they like. There are a couple of people that do that. They have their workstation set up. But the one thing that we also do is we've got a space where people can walk around and stretch their legs. And I'm going to take you for a little walk myself in a few minutes' time. You'll see what I mean by that shortly. As well as the fact that you may have heard in that little thing Jackie say, there's twice a week we have a lunchtime run that anyone's welcome to join. We're going to be starting a Pilates thing. I've now committed you, Jackie, to that. You heard it here. And so we do want our staff to be healthy and well. But we've certainly got a space that sort of lifts, the creative spirit. It was just so wonderful. And speaking about the team, you would have seen a lot of empty desks. Those desks are more than full. We have people remotely within Cape Town, logging in and working, and a bunch of them come different times in the week and what have you. So there are days that it's full, but beyond that, we have also gone global. That was one of the. Not a lot of significant positives came about the lockdown and pandemic and what have you, but it's you work with what you've got, and it opened us up to working a lot more remotely than we had anticipated. But it's also helped us to just attract just such wonderful talent from around the world. And I think they're going to put up a visual here to show you that we've got people working in. At this point in time, when this visual was created, 14 different countries. It's grown since then to 17. So maybe play it again, it goes so fast. There's people all around the world, and actually even in Australia, even though there's not a pin there. We've got 17 different countries represented. And it's just so wonderful to be able to connect with people around the world, bring in different flavors, different personalities, and hopefully some of those people have been watching this video and they will have seen the studio and been enticed to at least come and visit us, here. And one of the things that Phil, who's the owner and also is co-director on David with me, a quote that he always loves is from Michael Dell, where he says, always employ people who are smarter than yourself. That is absolutely the case when working on a project like this. There's so many specific skills required that we have to find people who operate at a high level in those skills. Thank you, Taco Blocks. That's so wonderful to hear. And before I forget again, just if you are interested in supporting the movie, you can show interest in that by going to angel.com/David. So talking about working with people better than yourself or more intelligent than yourself, there's a short little video here where I'm going to let the team introduce themselves to you, but it was an interesting one. It was a real wrestle to get the people to do this. You know, I guess maybe working in animation, working in computers, the team prefers to be behind the camera, not in front of it. So we put out a call to all our staff, please send us a video of yourself saying hi. I'd say probably about 20% of them did, and that was a real wrestle to do. So you're about to meet some of our team, and the rest of them are sort of sitting watching this going, thank goodness, I'm glad I didn't do it. But so here's a little introduction to some of the amazing people that we work with.
Hi, I'm Kirsten, and I'm a production coordinator at Sunrise Animation Studios.
My name is Stian, and I'm a VFX artist at Sunrise Productions.
My name is Phil Cunningham, and I'm an environmental modeler.
Hi there, I'm TJ Hoffman. I serve as the Chief Production Aide on the production team.
Hi, my name is Linton Nevengood. I'm the production designer and art director at Sunrise.
Hi, I'm Katarina, and I'm a character modeler.
I'm Sam Wilson, and I'm a writer and director at Sunrise.
Hey, I'm Chris. I'm the tech supervisor here at Sunrise.
Hi, I'm Brent Dawes. I'm a writer and director here at Sunrise.
Hi, my name is Jason. I'm in the comp department.
Hi everyone, I'm Rachel and I'm a content creator here at Sunrise.
Hi, I'm Carl Hines. I'm an environment artist here at Sunrise.
My name's Greg and I'm the animation director.
Hi guys, my name is Megan and I work at Sunrise. I actually don't know what my job description is, but whatever you need, I can do it for you.
Hi, I'm Stephen. I'm the FX lead.
I'm Travis Harvey. I'm a filing and set dressing artist.
My name's Kelly Stewart and I'm the marketing manager at Sunrise.
Hi, my name is Devin and I'm responsible for lighting at Sunrise Animation Studios.
Hi, I'm Matt, head of the sound department here at Sunrise Productions. Sorry, we're ready for a take. Yep, all right, ready?
My name is Stephen Kalp and I'm a character designer.
My name is Akene Nkade and I'm a concept artist at Sunrise Studio.
So there's some of the team, and there are a whole lot of others, and we'll keep trying to twist their arms because it's wonderful to to show them off to the world. And before I get to taking you on my little walk, again, intriguing, right? I sort of mentioned something else that I spoke about David himself when he was a shepherd. When he fought Goliath, the way that he spoke with Saul beforehand was like, with God by my side, I fought the lion and the bear with my bare hands when they came for my sheep. So this Philistine will be no different. As Sunrise, we've been going for 20 years now. What we consider to be fighting the lion and the bear, sort of working on skills and what have you to prepare us for this moment. And the main project that has hovered around is a wonderful project called Jungle Beat, and they're going to bring up a graphic now to show you. And my video is frozen, by the way, so I don't see the graphic anymore. But hopefully you're seeing this beautiful graphic telling you about Jungle Beat. It's got over 9 million subscribers on YouTube, and we have I think over 3 billion views on that YouTube channel. And we've got one feature film. And I've just been corrected, over 4 billion views. It's just ticking over. There's one feature film already completed, and we're well into production on the second feature film, which has just been fantastic for us because it is just upskilling the team so fantastically in preparation for the David feature film. And just as that video of Jackie taking you around was playing, it was just so wonderful for me to see the artists and the animators talking to camera, because there's stories behind all of those people, and they mean so much to me and so much to us at Sunrise. There was a guy there, Ben, who's the VFX supervisor, and I remember when Ben joined us probably 8 years ago as a junior or as an intern, and just to be able to see him now and the growth that he's gone through. And that growth has been possible because of the the projects like Jungle Beat that we've worked on. So just such a wonderful, this is such a wonderful walk for me down memory lane, and just so wonderful to be able to share with you the people, some of the work we've done, and the space. And now, sort of approaching the endish, and before I go to this next video, again, just to remind you to go to angel.com/David if you'd like to express interest in supporting this project, if we do go to go live to asking for investment. But I was thinking, and I I put the live stream people a little bit under, at Angel Studios, a little bit under pressure, because I only sent this video to them a couple of hours before this live stream. But I was thinking today, it's such I love when people come to the studio to visit, and I love doing what Jackie did, taking them around. And I was thinking, what would I want to do with people on a live stream? What can I share with them? And I thought, I'd love to take you for a walk. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll leave it at that, and let the video do the rest of the talking.
So you've had a tour of the inside of the studio, and I thought I would take you for a walk outside the studio and up the mountain, where we often go for walks for inspiration, or have a walk for a meeting, just to get out. So this is we're going outside the studio, across our little walkway. There's an area that you can eat outside there, and I thought this would be a nice thing to do, because I've just been thinking about this whole crowdfunding thing, and just what an incredible sort of community building operation it is, actually, because just looking at the numbers, you know, at the moment we're doing the testing the waters, and a lot of people are showing interest if we did go to a live funding round. And looking at the numbers, there's 17,000 of you who have shown interest in the project, and it's just incredible. And just reflecting on that means, you know, we're a studio of presently probably 112 people, and it's growing. We'll be getting closer up to 150, 200 as the project hits full steam. But that's just people in the studio, that's people that are working on the production. But there's another 17,000 of you who are part of the team and part of this community and part of who's making this project a reality. And so I thought, let me take you for a walk. You know, why should only people in the studio get to do that? So isn't it beautiful? I'm going to show you where we're walking to. We're not going up all the way to that mountain, by the way, don't worry. And you can hear I'm already getting out of breath. But yeah, so it's just the most incredible thing to me that there are, and I know the number is going to increase, you know, it's going to grow. And I reckon we're going to get 20 to 30,000 people, I guess, showing interest and pledging support and what have you. And I just love the fact that we are able to, so obviously we're the tip of the spear, we're making the project, but we're giving people an opportunity to really make a difference in the world by creating something that is really meaningful. And so let me just gather my thoughts here, because the whole reason that Sunrise exists is, you will have seen as you walk into the studio, there's that little saying, inspire through story. And we're a bunch of creatives, and we love what we do, and we love telling stories. But it's so wonderful that we get to do the thing that we love, and we get to do it in a way that is meaningful and impactful to the lives of so many people. I'll tell you a little story about when I was young and foolish in my early 20s. When I was probably around about 20, I was studying drama at the time, and I got I kind of got really involved in a church and decided I'm not going to be an actor anymore because that's what I wanted to be. I think I'm going to go into the ministry, and sort of pictured myself sort of talking to thousands of people, you know, in a stadium or something like that. And there was certainly a measure of naivety, youthful arrogance within that, which I recognize. And I thought, oh, what a big vision, what a big dream to sort of be able to speak to thousands of people. And I know that that wasn't, it wasn't a real sort of, you know, birthed within me dream. It was kind of myself thinking about what would be great. And certainly the path that I then went on didn't lead me down that road, but I've ended up here at Sunrise working on a project that's actually going to reach tens if not hundreds of millions of people. And that just blows my mind that the big vision that I had for myself turns out to be tiny by comparison, and sort of just following what I felt over the years in terms of where I should go and what I should be doing has brought me here. And I think that's what I was reflecting on this morning, with the fact that there's another 17,000+ people out there. You're also part of this incredibly big vision and dream, and there's another 17,000 of you, 17,000 of you out there who are going to be impacting tens of millions of people. We can't do this without you, and actually we wouldn't want to. I think that's what's been so nice for me to recognize, is like, I think this is just a way nicer way of making a project than just getting one person or one studio to put in a big check and make a movie. And that actually it's really a community of like-minded people who are doing what they can, their little part, to bring this project to life. And I can assure you, we are taking it seriously, but we're also having fun doing it because we love it. And you may be wondering how much longer I'm going to be walking. Probably another 35 seconds or so. Hold me to that, because we're getting up to the top of this little walk, and I'm going to show you. If ever you're in Cape Town, come visit the studio, and we'll take a walk up here to this little spot here where there's some benches. There is Chapman's Peak Mountain in the background. I'm going to walk all the way over here. Oh golly, the lighting. Let's see. So this is where we sometimes come, and we sit on these beautiful benches here, and we get to look out at just the most magnificent view of Norfolk Beach down there. And there you go. Thank you for coming for a walk with me. And now back to you, Brent, live.
Thank you, Brent. I kind of got out of breath again watching that. So there you go. I think that's the best we can do, sort of remotely, virtually, to show you a real behind the scenes, the sort of the heart of the team, the studio, the place we get to make this incredible project. I just want to thank you so much all for being here. And actually, I'm sort of talking as if we're at the end. I should have mentioned this earlier. If you have any questions, please send them in. And I'm going to presume there are hopefully a couple of questions waiting. And now would be a good time to do that. Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm answering people in my ear. Thank you so much for all these comments coming in. It's so wonderful. What made you select David? He's so my favorite, a fallible human with the heart of God. Thank you. So this is going to be Phil's answer to this question, because Phil is the one who was birthed. The idea to make this movie was birthed within him, and he is just has always resonated with David from when he was a kid, because he had a very similar, within reason, upbringing to David, in that he grew up in the wilds of Africa, and he met God in nature, this adventurous and creative and expansive God, much like David would have, shepherding sheep in the fields and what have you, and that comes across in David's Psalms, and so there's just something that's resonated with Phil about David, and those who know Phil know that he actually is very much a David spirit kind of guy. And just the fact that in the Bible it says, God said, I found within David, son of Jesse, a man after God's heart, after my own heart. And we just felt that by making this movie, we can show people a window into God's heart that potentially they haven't seen. Not a stuffy, boring headmaster type character. And this, I'm quoting Phil here. These are his words. But a God who is full of life and color and humor and energy. And David is just such a wonderful character to show so many different characteristics of that. So that's why David. Another question here. Provided the movie is successful, what other biblical animated movies would be next in the pipeline? Really hoping for Esther. And Lego David, fascinating name. I'm interested to know the story behind that. You aren't the first person to ask that question. You aren't the first person to ask that specifically about Esther. And interestingly, that is a project that we're really interested in. So we are exploring that. And so as a studio, we want to have many projects sort of bubbling. I can't sort of just be working one at a time. So certainly there is interest in making other biblical animated movies, and certainly Esther is one of those. So watch this space. Thank you, Lego David. Send in the comment as to why your name is Lego David. Will it be matching most of the story from the Bible? Any adaptation? Thanks, Mark. And thank you, Edward from Hawaii, for that, showing that interest of $1,000 there. I have a thing. Oh, I wonder if I can just go get it quickly. It's right over there. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, I'm going to talk while I go. When we first started this project, I got one of our designers to put together something for me, which I have found, and I'll be back with you in like 12 seconds, even less. And I was like, please could you put together a timeline for me of David, of what happens in the Bible. And I'm going to roll it out here for you because, okay, so this is the timeline of David. I'm going to try and unravel it. Oh, goodness, it's falling. So how's this for live? Okay, this is the timeline of David in the Bible. Oh, and there's other things. I'm going to throw them on the floor. And then more timeline, more timeline, more timeline. So you can see there's markings on here and things like that. So if you look here, this is when David was a shepherd. This is when he kills Goliath. And then all of this other stuff happens. So, oh, I'm not even showing you the whole thing. So, no, it won't be matching most of the story because we only have like an hour and a half or so. But what we've tried to do, and if you could see it clearer, is I tried to sort of plot a path that told a trackable story. So from David, from when he was shepherd to when he became king. We aren't telling anything after that, but even within that, we're having to sort of cut out a lot of things. So there's more, when you ask about adaptation, there's more that we're leaving out, and we're having to condense certain things. But what we're really trying to do is remain as faithful to the spirit of the story. So that's not what we don't want to change is what we feel that the Bible is wanting to get across at a certain point. But yeah, I hope that answers your questions, and I'll have to tidy that up once we're done. Oh, my name is Lego David because my name is David and I grew up loving Legos. That's great. I first selected this name when I made my first YouTube channel about my Lego creations, and the name has stuck ever since. Everyone go and visit Lego David's YouTube channel. Thanks so much for letting us know that. Are there more questions, or should we start wrapping up? And another question coming in, cool. Will you be releasing other scenes from the movie? So I'm going to interpret that question in a couple of ways. So the first way is to say that, just to remind you, we're making 5 animated shorts that are going to be released before the movie. And those all revolve around sort of David's shepherding years, his time as a shepherd boy, and that's also actually when the movie starts. But so those are scenes, fantastic sort of standalone little stories that you'll get to watch. I'll interpret your question in another way. Will we be releasing other scenes from the movie as we go along in this process? No, because we want it to all be a surprise. You know, we want to get you excited about the project, but not give too much away. So when you go and watch it in the cinema, it is fresh, and yeah, you get to experience the whole thing at once. I'm not sure how else to interpret that question, so I hope I've answered it one way or the other. Thanks so much, Dawn. And I think if that's it for questions, just a reminder to, oh, 2 more, cool, okay, but the reminder anyway, angel.com/David if you'd like to express interest. And again, I haven't said this enough, please do like and share these feeds and help get the word out to as many people as possible. Wow, beautiful, I joined late. Where is the studio located? Well, that's the wonderful thing about YouTube and what have you. You can go rewatch the video. But the studio is located in Cape Town, South Africa, right in the southern tip of Africa. Beautiful, beautiful place. Come visit. And last question, here we go. Do you understand how excited I am for this movie? And another wonderful name, Arbitrary Library. I actually do Arbitrary Library because I felt the same sort of thing when I heard about the Lord of the Rings being made. And the only thing that I'm sorry about is that we couldn't keep it under wraps for longer, because you guys have to know about it for a good 2 or 3 years before you actually get to see it. It would have been nice if you sort of suddenly found out about it, you know, like 3 months before it came out, and then you got to see it. But then you wouldn't have been able to be a part of it and actually see the process and be able to be a part actually of the funding of the movie, which will be going live in a couple of weeks' time. So hopefully that is some sort of consolation. I'm going to wrap things up now. There's one more small video that I want to share with you. But just thank you so much for being with me during this last hour. And thank you so much for the comments. Thank you so much for the showing interest. And thank you so much for the questions. We just love the engagement of this community. And it's just been such a privilege and a pleasure to share all of this with you. And the last thing I'm going to say goodbye now, because the video is going to lead us out. It's one that I shared online a few months ago, but I'm sure a number of you haven't seen it. And it's just Phil, who's the studio owner and co-director of the project. It was when we started production on the feature proper in 2019, and he was talking to the small team that had gathered then, just helping them understand what HBD meant, the Here Be Dragons thing, and also just the spirit with which we as a studio and as a company operate. And we believe the team that we've assembled is operating within the spirit, and that by you pledging your support and interest, you're joining us on this huge adventure out into who knows where. So thanks again for your time, and I'm going to leave you with Phil's words now.
The code name we've chosen for this project, because apparently you have to have code names, is HBD, which I've explained to some of you, but for those of you new, I wanted to explain it to you. And it comes from, on the old maps, they used to have the sign which was HBD. So when they got to the edge of charted waters or navigated waters, they had a sign which was HBD, which stood for Here Be Dragons. And in the old maps, they basically meant if you go past this point, we don't know what's beyond that. And so that's what you must expect. And so for us, we feel like we're sailing into uncharted waters. It's like Here Be Dragons. But also that's the spirit of our company. I really believe in adventure. We're in the story business, so we should be a story ourselves. We shouldn't be playing it safe. And we know the rules of storytelling. Your hero is only as big as your villain. We can only be as big as the obstacle, the mountain range in front of him. We know this, but we try and take our lives into a safe place. We try and go and live our lives in a safe place. Although we love going to watch movies about guys who conquer, a big mountain range or a big villain, but we default towards safety. And the one thing I really want to say is we are a company of risk. We are a company that wants to be an adventurous company. That's the journey we're on. I think I was saying to Joe that I love that saying from Lord of the Rings with Gimli, where he says they're about to go on this quest, and he says, certain death, little chance of success, what are we waiting for? That's the spirit of the adventure we're on. So HPD felt like a really good name for David because it kind of says where we're going. We're going into uncharted waters. There might be dragons there, but we're keen. It's an adventure.
Look into my eyes. Do you see fear? You come at me with sword and spear, but I come in the name of the God of Israel. Yes! Right between the eyes! Did you see that? Anyone? Of course not. Okay then, one more time. Tally, not now! I'm trying to protect us from this Philistine. Whoa! No, not that way. Come on. Back to your mom. Right, Philistine. Oh, wait! Right between the eyes. Oh, of course. That one you saw. Tally! Tally, no! I'm coming, girl! Whoa, easy! Shira! I will bring her home safely. Whoa! Hey, whoa, Tally, wait, no! There you go. I'm almost there. Okay. Oh! Whew! Tally, stop! No! Oh, that doesn't help. That does. Stop. Thank you. חני במגל צדק למען שמו